Hello, so today I'm drawing using random drawing tutorials, but I have no experience in digital drawing. I'm currently just drawing the shape of the croissant on step 1. I don't really know why I'm using an airbrush, but I'll hopefully fix that later. I'm currently doing the highlights, although I will probably have to redo them at some point. I don't really know why it's taking me so long to do this. Oh, okay. Am I moving to the next one? Yes. Okay, just now realised it's not very orange, so just going to quickly turn that a bit more orange so it fits with the tutorial. And as I was saying before, now I am going to have to do the highlights again. Woo, that's going to be fun. Although, haven't realised that. Oh, there we go. Now I'm just redoing those highlights. But that's a bit bright. Oh well, okay. Now I'm focusing on doing some of the shadows. Although it's a bit brown. Probably supposed to be more orange. Oh well. Okay. Whilst we wait for that to be done. Am I done yet? No. Okay. I'm going to just add in some more thin lines. And on to step 4. Just going to get a lighter version of orange so I can add in some of those lighter areas where the light is coming on. I really should have used a light orange, but we're going with grey. I think I'm actually realising, wait, no, that's still grey. It's okay, it turns out fine. I'm just filling more of that in. Oh, we've actually got some light orange. Yay! Okay, just putting that in with the rest of it, so it's across the whole croissant. And now that I have done that, I'm on to step 5. This step is interesting. I couldn't find the right colour, so it's a bit like that. I will hopefully fix it. Currently changing the colour. Okay, that should work. Now on to the bottom section. Just going to try and blend that. Oh, that didn't really work. Okay, just gonna get rid of that quickly. Try and fix it. No, that did not work. Just gonna kill that. Oops. Let's do that again. Okay, they're blended together. Now time to add a bit more orange or grey to just emphasise the darkness. And just going to do that across the whole croissant. So, yeah, blending that in. There we go. Now onto the end of the croissant. Now just these 3 sections left. Just quickly make that more orange so it fits more. Yes, that is a good colour. Now I'm just gonna add all of that in quickly before I start blending it this time so I don't forget. Now that I have done that, just going to try and blend it. Not very well, but we're trying. It's the thought that counts. Now that I've done that, I'm going to continue that across the whole thought, even though I don't know what I'm doing. I figure out how this works later. On to the last 2 sections. Oops. There we go. Although I'm not done yet, because it doesn't look right. Now I'm just going to try and fix it with some slightly lighter orange. Blend that in. Oh, that's a bit dark. Now I'll just fix that. Okay, we're adding some white. Hopefully that helps. It did not help. Okay, what else is there? Oh, I know. I could take some of, take some of that colour and put it over. That should bring it back. Just gonna add some more of that over some others to help fix that blend. Okay, I believe I am on now step 5. Yes, okay, just picking the right colour. We got to that dark red, so we can add in those like really dark shadows. Just focusing on the middle section for now, and then I will move to the others later. Just putting those lines in. I'm going to... Yes, okay. Now that I have done the middle section, moving on to this one. And then, yes, oh, that line did not go well. Let's do that again. Currently fixing that. Okay, just make the brush thicker. There we go. This is actually working now. Well done, me. Okay. Now I'm going to connect those lines and just add a bit more definition onto the other half. Just adding some of those lines on this side to make it even. And we're still following a tutorial, remember? So, okay, now that I have done that, onto highlights. I sort of like this bit. I don't really know. Okay, first we're just going to do this section. Just add some highlights in there. They're all just random dots. It's fine if it doesn't. They're not in the exact right place. It still works. Okay, now time to focus. I am adding this highlights there. Okay, onto that end bottom area. That highlight was not working, but I fix it. Okay, onto just another one of those shapes, and some more random lines until we've got that looking right. And then some more lines in that line, and then some lighter highlights in here just to make it pop. Okay, I believe I'm finished now. Onto the apple. Okay, I've drawn the rough outline. Oh, that did not go well. Okay, you might have just seen the croissant in the background. Yeah. Okay, that's not working. Okay, I just fixed the brush. Now that's working. We got the right colour. I figured out how to get the colours to work this time, which is good. Okay, now just colouring the apple in. Okay, I don't know why it's glowing. Oh well. Okay, now that I coloured that in, time for the stem. Once I fix that outline, there we go. That's the colour of the stem. Just colour that in. Okay, that's done. Okay, this is okay. Just fixing the shape of that stem a bit. There we go. Making it a bit more pointed. Okay. Now I'm just trying to fix the shape of the apple. It's not going so well. I might just leave it how it is after this try. Oh, okay. We're just going to try one more time. Okay, that one worked. Now on to adding some more colours in here. Just gonna add this lighter orange section in the corner. There we go. And this lighter in the bottom corner. There we go. And this section at the bottom. And an even darker section right at the bottom for some shadow. And I forgot about this section here, so just going to add that in quickly. Now on this side we have this little highlight and also this sort of in between section that's a bit purpley. Now we have to try and blend them all together. First I'm trying to get this area to look right. It's not really working though, so I'm just going to keep trying to push the red into the orange to get that like rounded look. Although the brush was a bit thick then. There we go. Now that I've done that, just adding some more lines to try and start to merge them together. Now blur those together. That sort of worked. Now just blur the whole thing so they're blend it all so they're blended together. And then back blending them. Now back onto this orange section. Time to fix it. Just going to add some more of these lines in there to fix that. Okay. Oh, that line's a bit thick. Well, it's okay. And now, oh, that's a bit thick. There we go. It's working. I've got it in the right shape now. Everything is okay. Just gonna try and mix those together a bit more to get more of a mix. Oh, that's a bit far. Now fixing this area. There we go. That worked. Sort of. There we go. Fix it. Okay. Now on to just connecting them together. Okay, I think I've got it. Now on to just making this a bit lighter. Oh, that's a bit light. There we go. No, it's a bit bright. There we go. That's the right colour. Back onto the stem. I'm going to make it a bit darker around the edges. There we go. Now on to the final step, the highlights. That's the wrong colour. There we go. Make it a bit bigger. Now we've got that. I can fix the overlapping part of it later. Now that I've done that, just going to start working on the highlights at the top of the apple. There we go. Now time to hopefully fix this. Blend it in. There we go. You can no longer tell. And just now fix the outside of that. There we go. Making it a bit more the right shape to make it look more natural. Okay, let's just see how that looks. That looks good. Okay. What am I focusing on now? Okay, back to blending it all back together. And just going to get the right colour for the stem. So it has a bit more yellowish at the top of it. There we go. Oh, that's a bit big. Okay, there we go. Now that I've got that to work, just going to now go back onto choosing colour to go back onto the highlights of this half because they were starting to slightly fade away. And now we're just going to focus on putting slightly darker lines through here to make it look a bit more realistic. And now we are going to focus on blending here. Oh, and fixing this edge from all the blending they've thrown themselves into the side. So I'm just going to fix that edge which I was talking about earlier. There we go. Just going to get rid of some of the guidelines there. Okay, now that I have done that, I'm going to go back onto the orange section in the blur. Okay, now just going to work on adding some more lines into the orange section. It's actually working this time, which is good. Now that I've done that, I am going to go back into the colour, make some lighter sections so I can add those dots into there. Yes, there we go. Realised that was a bit transparent, so got that to go through. Now onto this side, and I'm adding a few more lines, and just fixing that edge quickly. Now I'm going to go back onto blending it all together. Yes, that's working. Now I'm just going to fully focus on blending this together. Now that that's done, I'm going to go back onto the highlights and just fix the shape of it a bit, because it was a bit rounded and it wasn't really looking right, so just going to make it a bit more realistic. Okay, it's starting to look a bit like a cloud. That's random. Okay, now that I have mostly got that shape in, I'm starting to realise I'm going on to just blending it all out for that. Now when I'm looking at it, it's the wrong shape. So I'm just going to quickly fix that. So just putting more of the orange on top of it. That didn't really fix it, but it's working. So now that oh, there we go. Now that I have done that, just gonna quickly check on it. Yes, that's working. Now just put some of the red into some of that. Is that what we're doing? Yes. Oh, that's a bit dark. Now, there we go. Just some, I don't really know. There we go. Now that we have done that, on to the pearl. This one is actually my favourite. It was really fast as well. Just using I don't know what it's called, to make a circle and then get rid of that. No, there we go. Fill in the circle. And on to step 2, actually. That's fast. Now we're just going to add this lighter section around it. There we go, and the more green section. And now we get to blur them together. Woo. Okay, just do that. Oh, that's not working. There we go. On to step 4. I'm just going to add some of the highlights. Oh, okay. Going to redo that. Now we are going to add some of the highlights once I have sorted this out. There we go. Now we're going to do some of the highlights. One at the top, one line down the bottom. And on to step 5 already. Now we get to blur them together, which is always fun. And there we go. On to step 6. It's starting to look really good. More highlights on there, just to add layers to the highlights. Now that darker line down the bottom, I can't find it. There we go. Oops, there we go. Yep, there we go. And now we blur it all together. Okay, and I've also decided that I'm going to add some sort of shadow at the bottom. So I'm just going to get the right colour for that. Nope, not green. There we go. That's a bit dark. Let's fix that. There we go. Just add that on there, then blur it to make it work. There we go, there's our pearl. That one is my favourite by far. Okay, now that I have blurred that, onto our last one, the eye. This one's more of a trust the process one, because it does not start out very well, but it ends up being pretty good. Okay, just going to try and sort out this eyebrow quickly. There we go, just adding some thinner lines to make it go thin at the end. Just merging those two lines together. There we go. Going to do more merging them together by rubbing out part of it. There we go. You can't tell anymore. Just going to round out that top bit. There we go. Onto the eye. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's a bit dark. No, that's just a random dot. That's where the eye's going to go. I will get rid of that later. There we go. This one is when you really have to trust the process, because I made this line a bit thick, but that's okay. We will deal with that. Just going to add these eyelashes. There we go. Add these ones here. There we go. Now try and add the pupil. That's not working very well. Okay, I'll come back to that later. Just going to colour this section in. There we go. Okay, now on to that. Okay, now that's all coloured in, apart from this section here. Now I'm just going to add the, I forgot what it's called, eye crease. Oh, those are a bit far apart. Just fix that quickly. There we go. Still not perfect, so gonna try one more time. There we go. I can always change it later. Now, oops, that's a bit dark. There we go. I'm gonna redo that quickly. There we go. I might come back to okay, that's a bit big. I might come back to fixing that later. Now, just going to make that a bit more rounded to fix it. On to step 2. Just going to add this lighter section in here, and I now on the even lighter yellowish section. Now on to step 4 apparently. Adding this really light transparent section here. I was having a bit of trouble with that. And a black section of the eye. Oh, that's still too transparent. There we go. Now I'm just going to fix the shape of the pupil, because it's not the right shape. On to 5, just going to add some shading into the actual eye. There we go, and I'm going to blend that in with the white. There we go, onto the other side, and done. There we go. Yes, and now I'm just going to also blend this in a bit. Onto the last step. First of all, I am going to finish rounding this off. Just fix the shape. There we go. Fixing the shape a bit more to make that section dark as well. Onto this side. There we go. Now I am just going to add some highlights in there. I'm going to make it glow. So it's going to be a bit more transparent. Then on this side. There we go. And yes. Okay. Now I'm also going to actually now fix the shape of this. There we go. Now I'm going to fix the shading on the side to make it less faded into the background. Now that is done, I'm going to try and fix, or get rid of all the guidelines and yes, and just fix the line at the bottom as well, which I'll come back to once I've got rid of those. There we go. Now time to draw the line at the bottom. That's a bit thick, although I can fix it. Just make it fit on the sides and then blend the two lines together. There we go. Although it's a bit rounded. Now let's try that again. There we go. Just make it a bit thicker on the middle. That's actually a pretty good eye. Okay. Now back onto I forgot that highlight earlier, so just going back onto that. Now I'm going to go, actually this is the last step here, going to add the skin tone in there, just to make it less random. Okay, just picking the right brush, there we go. Now, yes, that is the right colour. Now, just going to put that around the eye. There we go, add a bit more in there, yep. And some below it as well. There we go. Now I'm going to add this red section here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to add a darker section here. Just going to blend that in quickly. There we go. And whilst doing all of this, just going to continue doing that. Whilst doing all of this, I've accidentally gotten rid of that line. So I'm going to quickly redraw that. There we go, and fix the shape of it as well whilst I'm there. There we go. Now on to fixing this section, make it a bit darker, give that eyeshadow pretty much. There we go, and now on to the other highlight. Forgot about this one. There we go, try and blend it in, but it's not working. Oop, there we go, a bit far. Just going to do that again. Add some of the skin tone so you can see it better. And then re-add the highlight. There we go, you can now see it. I'm pretty happy with this eye. There we go. Okay, comment below which one was your favourite. Goodbye.